All right. Welcome, everybody. This is the Amateur Radio Roundtable. Let me turn the echo off. This is Amateur Radio Roundtable, coming to you in mono, one channel tonight. I don't know why. Glenn, you should have told me.
I didn't notice.
All right. Well,
Yeah, but I'm seeing it, yeah.
we're going to make it work. Anyway, hey, this show is about ham radio, shortwave, electronics, and all that kind of good stuff. Many of us ham radio operators got our start in ham radio by being shortwave listeners. So we really welcome you to be with us tonight. And especially if you're out there listening on international shortwave radio station WBCQ on 7490. Man, we're really glad you tuned in tonight. And if you will, send us an email and let us know where you are and how you're hearing the station tonight. We're coming to you through shortwave tonight from Monticello, Maine, up on the Maine and Canadian border. That's where it's coming from. About 50,000 watts, not high power, pretty low power, but it still gets out fairly good there. Send us an email to Tom at w5kub.com, Tom at w5kub.com. And that's for the guys listening now on radio. But if you've tuned in, and you can tune in and watch the show live every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, just by going to w5kub.com, w5kub.com. And if you will, if you're listening or if you're watching out there right now on our channel, please hit that subscribe button. It should be right there. I'm giving you a little help to show you where it is. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the notification button, hit all the buttons there, if you will. We really appreciate that. It helps us to get the message out about our show, and it brings more people into the show. We're on audio. We have our own audio podcast out there on just about every podcast carrier. If you just want to listen to the show at any given time, we're on all the podcast carriers from iNet Radio to Tumblr to iTunes. You can find us just anywhere out there, and just tune in anytime. You can listen to it right there online, or you can download it if you want to. Let's see what's going on here. I probably have a loose connection here. Let me just wiggle a connection here real quick, guys, to see if the stereo starts back up. Don't know if it will. I got so many connections, I ain't sure which one I need to wiggle here. But I'm trying. Let's see. I don't know if that did any good or not. No, it didn't do any good. So
Nope, did not do any good.
we'll look at it. We'll look at it later. Anyway, just everybody, turn your good ear to the speaker that's working tonight. Woo. Okay. Hey, we got some good things lined up for you tonight. A bunch of kind of small things, but I think they're interesting, and we're going to talk about them all here in a minute. And hey, guys, don't go away, because we're going to take a tour of Fair Radio. Mark P. is with us tonight. He went up to Fair Radio, and man, we're going to see what's inside that building, Fair Radio, before I don't know what they're going to do with it. Dig a hole and bury it? I don't know what they're going to do with it. Wish I was up there. Boy, I'd like to get some of that stuff. Hey, Glenn, how you doing tonight, man? Come on in here, Glenn. Talk to me.
Hey, how's it going, Tom?
Doing pretty good, man. So, what's going on here?
Well, I'm about to switch over to my new internet. I changed cell phone providers and internet providers, and once I get some time, I'll be switching over. Looks like my internet speed's going to increase from 25 meg up to about 150 meg down, and 6 up to 25 up.
Well, that's pretty good, man.
And I actually saved a pile of money, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and that's with the wireless, the new wireless T-Mobile deal, right?
This is the wireless T-Mobile 5G link, and it is gorgeous.
Yeah. I think that's going to take over and probably become one of the connections that people go to. Just like telephone, your landline's gone away now. Everything's wireless, and they got to sell something to stay in business, and Hey, if they
Yeah, well,
could,
I didn't, I didn't used to have any decent internet options here. And this
yeah,
is really the best one that I've had in a long, long time.
yeah.
Yeah, and Brett, I have actually run speed tests on this already, and I've seen it go from 25 up to 150 meg, so it is definitely going to be an increase.
Well, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm
Wish
looking
I.
forward to it to see what it does for me in the show.
Oh man. All right. Hey, we've got let's pull Mark in here. Mark P, come on in here, Mark P. How you doing, Mark P?
Doing good.
Doing good, man. Hey, we appreciate it. I understand you've got a video here where you went up. Is it Lima, Peru? Peru. Lima, Ohio. Man, I'm about to lose it, guys. I'm about to lose it, man.
Lima, Ohio. Like
Lima,
a lima bean. Like a
Lima,
lima bean.
Lima, Lima. Is it spelled like Lima?
Spelled like Lima, but
How,
it's Lima.
well, how do you know it's not Lima?
Well, I've been here a long time and they always called it Lima.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hmm. I used to listen to Lima, Peru all the time on shortwave. That was a famous station, I think. You remember that, Glenn? You ever listen to Lima, Peru?
No, but I worked a lot of the South American stations when
Yeah.
I was in Miami. It was like we had a duct all the way
Yeah.
down to South America.
All right. Well, hey, back to Mark there. Appreciate you going up there. It's not just a little quick drive. It's a couple hours from home, isn't it?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes
Yeah.
from where I am. About an hour north of Dayton.
Yeah. Now wait a minute. We got Bill. Bill chimed in here. Lime. He says it's lime. Lime. Lima.
Lima, yes.
Lime. Bill. You guys up there in the north, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You know. Oh well. Okay. I'll accept that. Lima, Ohio. I got it. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, hey, thanks for driving up there and taking some video. Man, that is a big place. You got a lot of video there. We're going to talk about it in a little while. It's real fast paced, but man, we see some great stuff, and we see some stuff don't even know what it is. All right. Oh, hey, let me go through a couple announcements real quick, and just hey, let me fill you guys in on a couple of things going on, and then we'll get into the show. We didn't have a show last week because, as normal, something crazy happened. I started 1 hour before the show starts. I power everything up, get everything working, and I had no internet back here. No internet or anything here in the studio. I go, oh man, what's going on? So my internet back here, it comes to me through a Cat 5 cable from a gig switch in my office up here. Well, I have my office computer, and Kathy's got a computer up there in the office on that same gig switch. And she was over there working, So I'm thinking, okay. So I run in there, I look at the switch, and I can't figure out what's going on, Kathy's working, so the internet must be up, but I'm not getting anything back to the studio. So I grabbed me a long Cat 5 cable, like 75 foot, and I plug it in here and I run it down the hall and around the corners, and it isn't long enough. So I find me a little deal there to splice it, with, and I got another 25-foot cable and put it on there, and it came back. I still didn't have internet anywhere back here. I go, oh man, well, maybe that cable's bad, the little splicer thing, maybe it, turn the connections around or something. So I came in here and I got me 100-foot Ethernet cable. Went in there and ran it down the hallway, and plugged in a gig switch and brought it in here and plugged it in, and still no internet or nothing back here. Now at the same time, my Zoom computer here, it looks all hosed up because it was doing an update and it didn't want to come out of it. Well, and besides that, I had been pretty sick. In fact, I have been until today. Something kind of like COVID type, feeling. It's about to kick my butt. I've had it for like 10 days now. Today is the first day I've kind of come over it. But back to my network problem. So that's Tuesday. Also, that Tuesday, I spent the entire afternoon at a funeral. My first cousin, passed away, and I was at his funeral, and then came home and tried to do the show. feeling bad and no internet and PC all stopped up. So right at 8 o'clock, I looked right at 8 o'clock, and I haven't brought back all the files I needed for the show that night. Videos and different things. So I did a little bit deeper troubleshooting, and I found out that, hey, it's not the cable, it's not the gig switch. I didn't have any internet anywhere. Kathy was over there working, but she was offline. I thought she was she was doing ancestry stuff. I thought she was online. We didn't know it was down. I go look at the cable modem, and we're down. We're down. So anyway, I get that. Hey, it finally comes right back up, but it's kind of late then. I haven't brought my videos back. I hadn't queued stuff up. Plus, I'm about halfway sick. And I just said, hey, we're going to cancel the show tonight. So forgive me, guys, for all you guys that came to us last week, and we couldn't get on there last week. And whew, it's a little warm back here tonight. Not doing real good tonight, but I think I am coming out of it. Got a lot going on this week, guys. Let me just tell you about my week. I'm trying to get over this. Kathy's got it now. The doctor says it's going to last 10 or 12 or 14 days, who knows. It isn't COVID, we've been tested for everything. But this weekend, I have a granddaughter that's getting married. I got to go to that wedding, got to be there. And then middle of next week, I'm getting this eye replaced. And then I've got, a couple doctor appointments after that for the eye. And then 2 weeks later, I get this eye replaced. So I got to go through all that. And so you may see me week after next, you may see me with some glasses on with only one lens here. Maybe I have this lens taken out. I don't know, because I'm going to have one good eye and one bad eye. So anyway, whew. So that's kind of what's going on there. And let me just hey, I got a couple pictures here. My helper here got here's a picture of my granddaughter, guys. Now my granddaughter, as she grew up, she's really a big help. Here she is building me a table for Dayton. This is a 20-foot long table that she built me that we took to Dayton when we were outside in a flea market. So she was quite young there. Let's see. Here she is using a chop saw, and she's cutting some conduit right there. And I thought that's awful brave of her there with sparks flying and everything. So she did that. There's a picture of the table after we finished it. She also has helped me out a lot in the ham shack. Here she is here building, the tape measure antennas. Here she is here assembling a bunch of tape measure antennas for me. So she's putting them together right there. There's another shot of her putting them together right there. So now, hey, she's a little bit older, and look, guys, marriage license. Look at that, marriage license. And so I'm going to lose my helper, I think. I'm going to lose my helper, but we're very happy. We're very happy that she and Parker are going to get married. Parker is a doctor now. He has completed all his schoolwork and everything, and board and everything. He is a doctor now, and she will be a registered nurse. She will actually be a registered nurse in December. And believe it or not, they're getting married this coming Sunday, and she has a final test Monday morning at 10 o'clock that she has to be at. So I don't know. Everybody wish her well on that test right there. It's going to be tough. They would not make any. They wouldn't make any concessions for getting married. If you get married, that's tough. You got to take the test. It's this day. So that's kind of where we are with my helper, and maybe Parker, maybe her husband can help us out a little bit here. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll get more help here. Hey, just real quick. I like looking at some of these pictures where people do these little hacks in electrical systems and stuff, and a couple of these slides we've seen before, but I want to look at them right now and get your thoughts, Mark and Glenn. So let's see, what is this one? I can't tell. Oh, hey, this is using the 22. I think that's a 22 long rifle right there, and looks like one of them has blown right there, about the third one down. The fifth one's still holding in pretty good there.
So those are indicating fuses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are what do you call it? They have an audible alarm on them when they blow.
Yeah, but they're not self-resetting.
That's true. Now, MythBusters they did a show on this, I think, at one time. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they had trouble really getting them to blow, but I think they did get. I think just kept cranking the current up till they got it to blow. So but it will work. So if you're out there, and you need a fuse, and there's so many different values of fuses, I wouldn't worry about it. Most people down here in the South, we've got guns, and 22 is very popular. Everybody's got a 22. Just a 22 long rifle is just about the right size to snap right in there. So, and hey, even if you don't have any guns or a rifle, just go to your local store there and get you a box of 22 long. I think it'd be a wise choice there. Now, so here's a neat way to tap in. This is a unique way to tap into one of the power mains. I kind of like this. It's very secure, but I think I'd probably fuse that. I would think. I mean, any thoughts about that?
I'd be
Yeah,
more worried about going through to the other side and touching the back of the box.
Well, you
Yeah,
have to
that
use a
too.
short screw for sure. You use a short screw, So, yeah, I think I would have probably used the fuse in line there. I'm trying to get. I got to pull the. Oh man, I'm behind in the chat room here. Let me see what's going on in the chat room real quick. Okay.
Oh, now you're bringing me back to my Novell days, Brett, with the vampire taps.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So again, I don't have anything wrong with any problem with that, except it's not fused, and I think we probably, should have fused it. Now,
Yeah.
this is an interesting one here. I didn't know this will work, but it must work.
Well, it's
It'll
on the
get you
internet.
to charge.
Yeah, it's on the internet, therefore it has to work.
I didn't think about. I didn't even think about that being for a charge. And see, they're only plugged in one hole, so they're not getting 220.
No.
They're only getting one half of 120, and that's pretty cool there.
Yeah, unless they ground the other side of the phone.
Yeah. Now, I have not thought about this. That's aluminum wire, and it's if you don't have a good clamp or something that we can clamp aluminum together, I don't know, but that's a pretty interesting way to splice.
No,
You
that's
look at
not.
the background. Look at the background of that picture, where they found it.
The background.
Yeah, look at the background. The guy's up on a telephone pole.
Oh,
Yeah, but
oh.
There's a really big problem. He's not using weatherproof tie wraps.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Well, so yeah, I didn't realize how high up it was, but oh yeah, there's a roof down here. That is pretty high.
Yeah.
So that's not your typical homeowner. Maybe, I don't know. But I would have tried to get a little bit more mechanical. I would have probably meshed those wires together. Kind of pushed them in to each other a little bit, and then kind of squeezed them together maybe. But that's pretty cool. So look, guys, hey, if you're not MacGyver, but just think about it, man. Like I used to tell anybody, I can do just about anything. If the enemy's attacking, I can do it. So hey, if the enemy was attacking, and I didn't have a decent way to splice that, I would do that right there. I would get it going.
Yeah. But if the enemy is attacking, I'd send somebody else up the pole.
Well, that might be. Now, if you don't have the right plug, there are ways around that. uh, there are ways around that. And
Well, it's wood's not going to conduct, so and he's got plastic tape, so what's the problem?
yeah, so I guess as long as you get get it in the right hole there, you'll be okay. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
I
don't even
think
know
you'll
what
be
kind of
fine.
that may be.
Wood will
That's a
hold
foreign. I
fire.
tell you what, that's a. I'm assuming that's a maybe European or something. I'm looking at the plug to the right there. That's probably. I don't recognize that socket right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can't really critique that because I don't know much about that one right there. Now we've all seen this one. We've seen this before, but I think that's pretty good. That takes a 20 amp breaker and it converts it to like 1,000 amp breaker.
Actually, it doesn't. They sell a little metal piece that you can hold it on with, but it doesn't. It'll still trip
Oh yeah.
even if you hold it on.
Oh well, we need to get some of those in.
It's really so that people don't turn off the breakers that you're like they go to your emergency lights or to the fire alarm or whatever. It would have to trip it. It's not going to be accidentally turned off.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's see what this is. Now, grounds are important. Grounds are very important in electrical work. Now, I'm not sure how this is grounded. I guess where's that green wire? What's that green wire going?
Looks like it goes somewhere else to pick up a ground.
Well, it goes behind the knob, and it looks like it goes up behind that strap. Does it keep going, or
It goes down to the right.
It goes where? Down to the right.
Down to the right.
It goes down to the right.
It's like part of that nut and screw, and then goes down to the right. It doesn't go to the outlet. The outlet is touching the spigot.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool.
Actually, I don't think it's touching the spigot unless the spigot is dripping on it.
Well, you know, and hey, if you need a better ground, just like when I was in Oklahoma, I had a drippy faucet, and I put it on my vertical antenna, and make the grass really green there, you know, around the antenna. But you know, this is kind of cool. If you need a better ground, you can just kind of turn that thing on, let it drip a little bit, and that'll probably increase your grounding a little bit there.
Yeah, it'll give it more conductivity.
Yeah. All right, let's see. No, I don't get this that much, man. I can't tell what kind of splice. That's some of those little nylon or plastic looking splices.
That's a telco kind of splice.
Is it? Yeah, is it? Because there's multiple wires there, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's a waterproof junction.
I wonder if the little umbrella comes with the little splice kit right there.
It probably came with the drink it had just before doing this.
Well, it may have, man.
It looks like somebody's coated everything with maybe silicon caulking.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's see what we got here. Now, we've seen this before. That's usually where your 10 millimeter ends up, I guess. I've lost my 10, and it
needs to be a deep socket.
Yeah, you do need deep. Now, if you don't have that, you can always cut you some wire. Now, the neat thing about this, look how the wires are color coded at the bottom. You got blue and red and black, and he made his wire fuses color coded.
That's actually a pretty good thing.
Yeah, what's all that red above that across there? What's that red stuff? That looks like that
switch.
It's what? Is it a switch?
The mechanical switch to open the circuit.
Okay. Yeah.
But it looks like the insulation on that blue wire has kind of been overheated.
I don't know about that.
Just poorly cut.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. Now, I looked this for a while. I couldn't figure out what he was doing there, but I do see now. After I step back and I look at the big picture. You know, L3, I guess, leg 3 or whatever you call that thing, it just wasn't long enough to make it down to the terminal. And
oh gosh,
it wasn't long enough, so
I didn't see the second wrench.
Yeah, yeah. So it took him 2 wrenches to get that down there, you know. So that's interesting. But hey, you know, it'll
He
work.
should have used a piece of wire with the UV ties.
Yeah, yeah. It'll work. It'll work. What do we got here? Here's another one using the I guess those are 22 long rifle right here. Looks like he's
Yeah, those look 22.
yeah. He's
Lead
had some
tipped.
heat there. I don't think these are blown, are they?
No, that's in a car.
Yeah, and you
Like
know,
a Chevy or Ford fuse block in a 70s car.
yeah, yeah.
You
We
can
got
see dome light.
yeah, we got one other picture here, and last time I was at Glenn's house, I took it. It's in his room next to his lab there, where he's got a couple servers in there, and Glenn is really he really likes wire management systems. So you can see how neat that is. You got a walkway down through there. All the overheads are high enough that most of them will clear your head.
Yeah, I've actually reorganized that, and I'll have to get you a new picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
much cleaner organized now.
yeah. Bill said that's a Cat 5 Storm.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Cat 5 Storm. Yeah. And hey, Brett was talking about the ratchets a while ago. He's talking about how the ratchets ratchet up the voltage. You know,
Yeah.
we got some smart people out there, man. Ah, okay.
Yeah, someone was hunting for a fuse and finally shot one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, I hope that was interesting. We like to, from time to time, bring you, you know, some little commentary on, you know, electrical, and we kind of evaluate whether it was good practice or bad practice. And I'm not sure I saw any just terrible bad practice. I mean, most of it
No,
looked
it was ingenuity at its best.
pretty solid.
I bet you would have paid for that last week to get your internet up.
Well, if you remember, it came up by itself. Somebody just called me on my phone. Who could call me on my phone? Let's see. What is this? Okay, okay. So
That's your doctor asking if you want the super high bionic eye or if you just want a standard replacement.
yeah, okay. So I didn't see anything there that really. I mean, it was mechanically strong. The thing is, you don't want to. You always want to at least make sure your connections are mechanically strong, and it looked like pretty much all those fit that bill there. You know. All right, let's see. Let's see. Oh, hey guys, there's a. Let me tell you real quick. Let me pull up the email. There's a ham fest I needed to tell you guys about, and that is this is somebody sent this to me. I guess you can read it. I can't read it too good until I got my new eyes, but this is from
It's
the
the
NOA.
No Arc Ham Fest, October 14th in
okay.
Crestview, Florida.
All right, there we are down in Crestview, Florida, the 13th, 14th, no, 14th. Hamfest, go to it, guys. There it is. You have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
October 14th.
I'm ready for another Ham Fest.
All right. Okay, let me mark that off my list here.
I need to find my list of local Ham Fest because I'm in the mood.
Yeah. Hey, okay. So while we're on a roll here, let's roll into our next update here real quick. Bam, bippity boppity boom, bam. Okay. Hey guys, we are today at 362 days of flight on W5KUB-113. In 3 more days, we will be able to verify that we've hit 1 year in flight on this. Boy, I had the map up, but here we go. Let me pull the map up again for you. And
Is there any more word from 113?
112? No, no.
112?
No, guys, 112, we got one report. We got both the first and second data. It looked like everything matched up. on 455 days, but that was 100 days after our last transmission, and we haven't heard from it since. So I don't know. I look for it every day to see if it reports once, but it doesn't seem to be coming back to us. So we're probably not going to hear from it anymore. Let's use let's look at this real quick. This is 113, and this is the crew on 113 is Larry, Daryl, and his other brother Daryl. And we're going to have a celebration for these guys here in 3 days. And if you just look at their flight path, I mean that's just very cool. Now it looks like he's trying to come back up. He's been inching up toward the equator. He's been inching up to the equator every day a little bit more. I don't know whether to hope that Daryl and Larry and Daryl stay below the equator or not. We're going to be going into winter here. It'll be summer down there. Then the storms are going to start being down there. So I don't know where the best place for them to be, but we'll see what happens there. I feel pretty good that we're going to make a year flight with that. And if you guys remember following our show balloons back in the early days, sometimes we'd get maybe a flight of 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month, or boy, we'd get a really great flight. It'd go 3 months, and then we'd lose it. But things have changed over time, and we're fixing to hit 1 year there. So just wanted you to know about that. Hey, I mentioned to you last Tuesday I was at a funeral, and I've got a slide here. This is my cousin, KD4EUH, Silent Key. He passed away a little over a week ago. We had the funeral last Tuesday, and that's where I was Tuesday afternoon. John spent 22 years in the Navy. He was a lieutenant commander when he got out, and he's now Silent Key. I just had lunch with him and his brother and others about 3 weeks ago, and everything was fine. But so you never know what's going to happen here. So anyway, we're going to miss John, our cousin, KD4EHU or EUH. Sorry about that. Okay. Hey, another thing, Glenn, Mark, have you heard about the test tomorrow?
Yes.
All right. We announced it on the radio. I mean, we announced it on here a couple weeks ago. But, guys, there is going to be a FEMA test tomorrow, approximately 1:20 plus or minus 20 minutes. And they're going to turn on every cell phone, every iPad, every computer, every radio in your car, every TV, every cable. They're gonna see if they can break the internet tomorrow at 1:20 Central Time, 1:20 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. We've got the FEMA test, and they're going to test, notifying everybody. Yep. All right. All right. So be aware. If everything starts going off tomorrow around 1:20, don't panic. You know what it is. Hey, Glenn, just quickly, Day in a Park?
Yeah, that is on the 16th at Olive Branch City Park, starting at 9 a.m. We're going to be serving lunch. We've got a pile of good prizes to give out. Don't have to spend any money for most of the prizes, but they will be selling tickets for a couple of the really big prizes. And looks to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some tailgating and just a lot of fun. And the weather's looking to be really nice.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, cannot wait.
All right. Well, we've been talking about it, and it's finally here. Hey, somebody asked, let's see, if it's so, is it an emergency if you don't get the message? My understanding is, even if you have emergency messages turned off, and if you read this document here, if you have an iPhone and you have the messages, emergency messages turned off, it will override that, and it will still send you the alert. And if your phone was off, when you turn your phone on, it's going to give you the alert, even if you were an hour late or something like that. So
Yeah, they mentioned I had the date wrong in the chat room, by the way.
what was that?
It's the 13th, or yeah, the 14th, not the 16th,
Okay, good, good.
but it's that weekend on the Saturday.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
My desk is still piled to the ceiling with junk.
Yeah. Okay. So Brett, you're going to get the message, man. Hey, Brett. Let's do a test here, Brett. I want you to block everything, try to turn everything off, and let us know next week if you got the test. I'd like to know if the test came in somewhere on your car radio or your TV or your cable, or maybe a filling in your tooth picks it up. I don't know, but I want you to let us know next week if you got the test. Yeah.
Oh, there's a little hand that'll reach out and turn your phone on.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
You know, you've ever wondered what thing is doing since the Addams Family got canceled?
All right. Well, hey guys, just a minute or two. We're gonna go to Fair Radio in. Don't tell me. Lima. Right. Lima, Peru. No, I'm just kidding. Lima, Ohio. For us down here is Lima, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah, I've always thought it was Lima, but must be a Yankee thing.
Yeah, it kind of is. You know how they talk up there.
Yeah, they can't spell, they can't pronounce.
Yeah.
Y'all is you all.
Yeah. And I mean, down here, if I said Jeet yet, you'd know what I meant.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Jeet yet? No, Jew. All right. Surely somebody in the chat room knows what we just said. We were talking about eating, guys. All right. Hey, we'll be right back in a minute. We're gonna go to Lima. Lima. Oh, man.
I know. I can't keep it straight now.
We're gonna go to Lima. Lima. Just a minute. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go away. Okay. Screen. Real-time high-speed spectrum scope. Easy digital mode settings. High performance GPS antennas included. Full D-Star functions. SD card slot. Aim higher and enter the world of SHF. For more information, go to www.icomamerica/amateur. I think, okay, we're back. Oh, I was trying to think of another word I could. What was it?
Well, if it's any consolation, your commercials are in stereo.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, but that's okay. I'll figure it out.
Music at the beginning was in stereo.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
So it's something to do with his mic feed into the mixer.
He's probably got the pan pot set to the left or to the right.
I checked the pan just a minute ago. It was. In fact, I wiggled it just in case it was a little dirty, but no, I don't know, man. Sometimes it has a mind of its own. Whew, okay. All right. So why did you decide to go up to Lima? What made you?
Talked about him closing eventually. I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to get some video of the place because that's really big.
I would love to have gone up there. In fact, there's so much cool looking stuff up there, which we're going to see in a minute. I already just jump in my truck and drive up there at one eye next week. Man, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I didn't even know what it was. A lot of stuff I kind of knew what it was. A lot of stuff I'd love to play with. A lot of stuff I wouldn't even wanted it at all because it was just junk. And they were leaving some kind of decent, near modern stuff in there, to tell you the truth. They got everything there. So Guys, okay, if you're out there listening on shortwave, this is going to be the difficult part for you. This is a tour of Fair Radio up in Lima, Ohio. It's a surplus dealer, and the video really doesn't have any audio talking about it, so we're going to try to pick out certain items and talk about it. If somebody in the chat room sees something interesting, yell at us real quick. We'll try to stop the tape and tape. We'll try to stop the. This thing isn't no tape. What's it on? What do you call it?
Digital.
What? It's on digital something. It's little electronic pulses on something. Anyway, we'll try to stop it and we're going to talk about it. So Mark and Glenn and I, we're going to see things and we're just going to stop it. We're going to talk about certain things and then we'll continue. It takes about 30 minutes long. So again, if you're out there on shortwave, it's going to be a little difficult. You're going to hear some silence here, but just bear with us. So, okay.
Well, yeah, that's when you have to turn the vision on your radio.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I got one other little video I want to show you real quick here. It's like 30 seconds. People are asking about my satellite. How's the satellite deal going? So, you know, I built up the satellite system, got the Yaesu azimuth elevation tracking rotor and everything working fine. I got the new little SAT box, the SAT box, working great. Got the 9700, but I have a problem on a lot of the satellites, and I've about figured out what it is. And the issue I have is I've got massive trees with leaves that block the signal. I can hear it, but it's not very noisy, and they should be better. Just to give you an idea, here's what my view looks like from the antenna up there. So if I look south, I'm standing, well, you can see the antenna right there. It's pointing up, but if you look to the south, I've got some pretty tall trees back there. If you look to the southeast, you can see it gets much more dense right there to the southeast. If I look east, quite a bit of attenuation there. That's southeast. I mean, that's east. Now, if we go northeast, well, actually, that's north. Once I go north, you can see I can see some sky, but at the distance, down toward the horizon, I've got more trees. But to the north, I got clear sky. Above me, I got clear sky. Now, if I go to the west, I've got pretty clear sky to the west. Once I clear my roof of my house there, you can see from above the roof there. So, you know, at low angles, I'm shooting through the roof there. That's all my air conditioning and heating and air and then everything inside there. I mean, that place is packed. That's part of the attic right there. So you can see that I don't have good visibility of the sky. Now, winter's coming, and all the leaves are going to be off the tree. And once the leaves come off the tree, signals are going to pick up pretty much in all directions. Yeah, Mark, if I put a tower, I had to put a tower over 100 feet up, and you really shouldn't need a tower, a 100-foot tower for working satellite. I mean, you know, I need to cut more trees down, but at about $3,000 to $4,000 per tree, I just don't want to cut a bunch of them down right now. So that's kind of what we're facing there with that. And you know, that's attenuation, guys. I mean, you know, the most of the downlink signals are on 432 or 434, somewhere in that area. And you know, I mean, that's the frequency's getting up there. I know when I played with some C-band stuff, and back years ago in the 70s, we built our own C-band system and stuff like that from scratch. And we used to get HBO and all that free until they until they encrypted it. But what I was going to say is, in front of that LNA, there even at C-band, you could take a phone book. You could take a phone book that was maybe 2 inches thick, and you could put that phone book right in front of that LNA or LNB, and the signal would go through that phone book just like that. But you could take one green leaf and hold it up there in front of that LNB, and it would just pretty much block the signal. So as the frequencies increase, the attenuation is you know, a lot more there when you have foliage like that. Hopefully, our satellite stuff will work a whole lot better this winter. Okay, so here's the very short one. This is the ISS. I just let you hear how I'm hearing the ISS, and I think this pass actually kind of went over in the clear area. So at least I'm hearing it, and actually I was able to talk on it. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Yep, wrong one. I'll get it.
Whiskey Alpha 4, hot Friday night. Echo Mary 55. Echo November 54.
Okay, so you kind of saw how it was working out for me right there. You heard WA4, hot Friday night. That's a friend of mine, Damon, here in the Memphis area, and I think I talked to him through the space station there. Damon's probably 15 miles from me, and we actually made a contact with about 500 miles of path between us. So that was kind of cool there. All right. All right, let's get into our video here with Fair Radio, and Glenn, help me pick out some stuff here so we can talk about it, because it's going to move kind of fast, but that's okay. This is a lot to see. Here we go. And I got to start it over. All right. All right, so here we go. We're going to start down the aisles here. Mark, if you see anything here interesting or anything you tripped over, let us know. And Mark, is my audio coming through okay?
You're good.
Yeah, okay, good. I want to be able to, I see some tubes. I saw some 813s there. Let's see. I'm going to, signal generator. Looks like some surplus stuff.
Yeah, I guess we're kind of reaching the age where nobody knows what that stuff is anymore.
Well, let's look at a few things here. Let's see. Well, let's start it up again. Man, what gobs and gobs of cable and stuff. I don't know. Look at this. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you need some cable, but a lot of that's probably military surplus cable. It's probably 50, 60, 70 years old. I've got some that probably that old. And I think I'd buy some new cable nowadays, probably. It looks like some type of scopes there. Let's see. A lot of test equipment, actually. And I don't think it looked like they tried to keep a lot of the stuff kind of sorted together, like test equipment together and stuff, but then it kind of goes wild. There's really no organization I don't see to some of this stuff. Look at all the parts in the little boxes, man. You can get a toggle right there if you want a toggle.
Yeah. One of those little bit of everything. If you ever need it, it's there.
Yeah. Hey, that looks like a Radio Shack store or something. I mean, stuff's actually
Yeah.
hanging up here, you know, on little cards.
There is a bunch of that there.
Oh, now look at this. Now we're getting into some real junk here now, man. I mean, they'd have to pay me to take that out, you know.
But you know, I bet if they put it on eBay, somebody would buy it.
They got so much stuff there. Oh man, I don't know.
They do have a website, and there's a lot listed, but there's even more when you go there.
That's amazing.
I don't know. Looks like, I don't know, amplifiers or switches or something there. Hey, I like that's a cool looking little meter box there. I mean, what's that? What did it say it is? Can't read it.
Yeah, can't read it.
Oh, but you know what? That would be a good project box. I like building projects and stuff. I'd take that box right there and put something else in it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question in the chat room: is it okay for a person to walk through the store to check it out, Mark?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's see and touch. All of it. Might need a flashlight in the back though.
Yeah, Mark gets into some areas where it was so awful dark. I think he went back in a cave.
About half the aisles in the back, you needed a flashlight just to see to walk.
Wow.
And we were using a light with this because it is
Glenn,
still not really that light.
Glenn, there's your tube checker, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
A couple of them.
Yeah, you need one.
No, I'm stocked up now. Got one at the Huntsville Ham Fest for about $25. Got it all refurbished.
There's some military voltmeters there. Don't know what's in the carrying case. Look at here. Looks like a. What we got there? Not sure what that is, but.
No, I don't
Power
recognize it.
supply. Hey, look at here. CB radios, man. You need a CB radio? I think we can get you one right here.
Nah, I don't think I need one. Although 10's open, you could have fun on CB right now.
Yeah, they're $5 a piece, man, for those. Hey, look, there's some. Are those Regency scanners right there?
Yeah, that's what they are.
Wasn't it Regency? Yeah, yeah. But guys, back in the old days, the Regency scanners, there's the white circles you see there in the center. Those are crystal control. I think those. I'm sure those are crystal.
Yeah.
You had to buy a crystal and put it in there for the frequency. You couldn't just go wherever you wanted to on frequency. Handy talkies.
There is indeed a little bit of everything.
How about PL259? UHF push on, man. You want connectors? You got connectors. SO239s. Probably all the adapters. Oh, those were Bearcats. IOL said those weren't Regency. Those were Bearcat scanners. I think that might be right. Maybe. Well, I don't know. I thought they were Regency.
I think there's Regency ones that are right to the right of it. They're stacked up.
Yeah. You know, Regency it came out with. They were one of the first that came out, like with the little 2-meter mobile rig, the HR2, and they had some scanners like that. Oh, look here. We got some watt meters. We got some bird watt meters.
There's
Now,
some birds.
I've
Yeah.
got some bird watt meters. I just don't have hardly any of the slugs that.
Well, there's
that-
a whole box
that
of
go-
slugs right to the right.
Yeah, I see them right there, man. I wonder how much your slugs are, man. But and man, I need to. Yeah, maybe I need to contact them, see what their slugs are going for. Hmm. You got your, I guess, contact cleaner stuff.
TV tuner cleaner.
Yeah.
That was what they started out as.
Yeah. You know, we saw the TV tuner cleaner and cleaner. Yeah. Guys, many of you may not know this, but pots used to get dirty, and when you turn them, they would crackle and pop. You know, they'd make noise. And it was really, really something the car radio, the old car tube radios the pots would get dirty in them. And I remember working there with my uncle and helping him. He had a thing that looked like a really long metal syringe, and you just squirt some cleaner down in that thing, and then you slide that over the shaft. You pull the knobs off, you slide it over the shaft, and you screw it onto the pot, and then you push that plunger, and it would push the cleaner into the pot there, and then just turn the pot a couple times, and that's how you'd clean a dirty pot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bill is
take
saying. Yeah, Bill is saying that that's probably the good cleaner too. Before they started taking out all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Got some tubes. Oh, let's see. There's some.
Bunch of
Kit,
ham
that's a
radio.
Kenwood. That's Kenwood, isn't it? Or what is that?
That's Kenwood.
I think that's Kenwood radio. There's some Heath. Look at that Heath gear. And what is that thing? That's a Gonset. I've never really looked at a Gonset up close like that. But that's a Gonset. And it looks like it's 80 through 80 through 6. Wow. Now that is a single band, guys. That's the Heath kit. You know, Glenn and I were talking about how we had the HW100s, HW101s. It looked very similar to this. They had a few more knobs on it because this is a single band, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
this
says in the print. Single bander.
it says in the print.
Yeah, on the top left.
Oh, what's the knob down at the bottom? It looks like a band selector almost. Bottom right. What is that?
Good question.
It's what? I'm trying to read that. I can't read it. Anyway, this is a single band. You can get them for 20 meters and 40 meters. I think they had one for 80. That was pretty cool. Looks like insulator type materials. Yeah, there's some insulators. We got insulators.
This is probably where all the vacuum capacitors are too.
Oh, there's some vacuum caps here. I saw those earlier. What do we got there? Those are like scopes or something. I missed it.
That's stuff that's probably sat on those shelves for 40, 50
Those,
years.
yeah. Fans. We got some fans. The aisles are getting a little narrower here.
Yeah. Definitely can't be big going down those aisles.
Oh, what was that? What was that?
What was what?
Let me back it up. See if I can get it. All right, coming up. I went too far back. Those look like motors.
Those are motors.
Yeah. There's your fans again.
More fans.
They were
More
they were
fans.
like round balls or something that's coming up right after this, I think. There we go. What is that?
Those shifter knobs?
Is that what that is?
Nah.
No. They've got a rope attached to them.
Is that
So
like
there's some kind of weight.
Is that like a plumb bob? I see one here kind of pointed, like got a point on it. Maybe.
Maybe a plumb bob.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I don't know. Don't know. Now, if I went there and said, "Hey, I need a wobulator," would they know where it is?
Yeah, generally.
Oh man.
Yeah, but you just have to look next to the discombobulators.
Yeah, yeah.
VIC 20 motherboards.
Oh my word. But you know, there may be somebody out there that would kill for a motherboard right now. Because people love to restore that old stuff. And the VIC 20 was actually kind of popular back in the day.
These are all type of connectors, military type connectors here.
I did look through the drawers, and what it says is what's in there.
Wow.
I saw a KNF4, whatever that is.
Dynamotors.
Oh man, dynamotors. Ceramic standoffs.
More insulators.
Yeah, yeah. This stuff looks slightly used.
You think?
Probably not in working order, some of it. There's you some tower stuff. What do we got there? Looks like capacitors of some type.
High voltage. A lot of high
Yeah,
voltage.
yeah,
Capacitors. And then light bulbs.
If they're incandescent, they're worth something these days.
It's all the small 12 and 6 volt and whatever in between.
Yeah, Brett's got it right. I'm not sure I'd trust a capacitor that old.
It's new old stock. It should work.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll work just fine as a fuse.
Nice assortment there.
There's some work caps, I guess.
All right, you need a book? We got books here.
The
Oh, yeah,
technique-
book on every piece of test equipment they've ever made.
There's the blue ones are Tektronix and sorted by model number.
Oh, I like this.
I
Yeah,
thought you'd
bet.
like that, too.
Yeah, I like this right here. I'd buy every one of those just to throw in my closet. Yeah, man. Look at the rotary inductor. Cool rotary inductors there. Make some great, simple, good tuners with that stuff. Oh, that's a nice clean one here with a knob on it in the center. Rotary. Love it.
Yeah, there's some good stuff there.
Yeah. That right there, you know what that is?
No.
Gyroscope.
That is a, right there to the right half of the screen, the little thing with the brown circle in it. That is a coupling. That center donut, whatever you want to call it. It's probably got several turns of wire around it, and you can actually turn that to increase or decrease coupling, like for an antenna tuner. Hey, we're getting into some modern books here.
Yeah.
military part number books.
Yeah. Somewhere there's somebody willing to kill for some of those parts.
That's an old receiver right there.
Is that the battery on the front?
I don't know about that. Those look like top secret.
No, it's a
Data books.
They got the scorpion on the front, man. That's top secret. Didn't you see that symbol?
didn't know that's how that worked.
Mm-hmm.
The official manual.
Oh man, look at the manuals. There's the call book supplement. All right.
That's phenomenal.
Those are little military transmitters right there. We actually used those in ham radio in the early '60s. Actually made VFOs out of them and other things. They were kind of cool.
Somehow I got in that.
Yeah. Look at all the stuff here, man.
That's just the front room.
This is like going to a ham fest.
Yeah.
You see everything there you saw at a ham fest, you know. And
Hamfest
and
in
more.
a box.
And more. All right. Here we go. Now this I would have spent a few minutes here. I'd take every one of these variable capacitors.
Yeah.
Those things run about $100 a piece on eBay. Many of them are coming out of Russia.
Try not those ones.
And typically, that's what you need if you're going to build like a mag loop or something. Even high power amplifiers and stuff have those in them now. There we go. More vacuum caps.
And these aisles were really narrow, so I couldn't back up very much at all.
What was that? Remotes? I didn't. Oh, you know what these are?
Vibrators.
Vibrators. Yep.
And not the mechanically kind. Not a vibrator you would use to vibrate something. It's a electrical.
Yeah, these were used. I first saw these in car radios.
Yeah, they make and break the circuit.
They make and break they make and break the circuit, and then you can put that make and break into a transformer. And you can step the voltage up from 12 volts to, your B plus voltage and so forth.
Exactly. Yeah.
And as I mentioned before, we would take wire cutters, dikes, and we'd grab the end of that and cut it open, and pull that cover off. And inside that, right under that cover right there, there's a foam. It's like a foam hoodie that is slid over. It's the same shape as the cylinder there. It's slid over the vibrator mechanism there to make it quiet, because this thing will hum when it's running. You know if it's working or not when it's running. So, and that little foam cup that we'd take out of there made great tube pullers. If we'd go to and need to pull a tube out of a TV that was really hot, slide that little foam over that tube and pull it right out. I'll take that big one right there.
Yep, there's some more vibrators.
Yep, the four pin is what's typically was in a car.
Yeah.
And this is where we go through those doors to the back.
A lot of tubes.
A couple.
12 volts, 11 volts, 8 volts. And guys, for you guys that maybe didn't grow up in the tube days, that the first digit on that tube actually tells you the voltage, the filament voltage of that tube. For instance, a 6KS6, it took 6 volts on the filament. You know, a 12KS6 would take 12 volts on the filament.
Probably ever tube known to man.
In fact, while I'm talking about tubes there are tubes that have very high filament voltages, like 135 volts and so forth. In the
Well,
old,
you've got the 90-volt rectifiers.
in the old classic 5-tube radio that many of you grew up with, they had 5 tubes in there, and the filaments were wired in series, and there was no transformer in there. And to get the filaments to light up, you had 120 volts AC coming in, and you had 5 tubes in there. The rectifier tube was a 35W4, so that was 35 volts. The audio output was a 50C5. That's 50 volts. So right there, those 2 tubes are going to take up 85 volts. And then you had a couple 12 volts in there, and I think you had 3 more 12 volts in there. So it comes up around 110 to 120 volts. And that's how they would light those up. If one tube went out, of course, all of them went out.
And they've got easily one of every kind of tube there ever was.
I don't know if they're closing. I don't know how they're going to get rid of all this stuff. I don't know.
I mean,
I
the best.
did run into somebody there that was packing up stuff, and he told me he bought all the tubes.
Oh, really?
Wow.
They were videotaping.
That looks like a 5R4 there on the right. That's a rectifier tube, 5-volt filament.
Oh, this says 43 and 117P7.
Yeah.
Some of those old big tubes were just 2-digit numbers.
Mm-hmm. I threw away about 1,000 tubes one time when I moved from one home to another. I had them all in the attic. They were in boxes. I just didn't want them. I laid them out on the curb,
Still more tubes.
right at 1,000.
All right.
I mean, at some point you kind of have to.
This many tubes.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're getting darker back here. See, we're going back in the cave now. Oh, there's some good military stuff here. Don't know.
Unidentifiable electronics. Is a cave, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Tube sockets. I imagine if you knew what you were doing, you could probably build a rocket guided system with some of these parts here.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, some of that stuff. You're easily looking at 50, 60 years of accumulation.
Now, Mark, you said this building it used to be an old lumber building, lumber yard.
Yeah, it was I'm trying to think what they had around here. Carter Lumber, I think, was something that was around here. I don't know if it was one of those, but there's like a showroom and then an inside warehouse, and then there's photos at the end that show some other covered areas that there was like their outdoor wood storage, and the signs are still up that say their outdoor lumber yard.
Yeah. Man, I could easily spend a day, maybe 2 days in here. Maybe I ought to go. Maybe instead of dating next year, I just need to go there if they're still open. Hmm.
Yep, things in the way.
That looks brand new.
Yeah, they even sell telephone poles.
Yeah.
It's holding the building up.
Hmm.
Well, how do I get out of here?
It's an escape room.
Yes. It's dark in all directions.
You know, one time Kathy and I we were in England and went in one of these big mazes at one of the castles. You know, just bushes, you know. And we went into that maze and walked and walked and walked, and we saw people going both directions. And it took us a while to figure out. There wasn't an out, there was just an in. And you had to go out the same way you came in. Now that looks like some type of guidance system or something, aircraft system. Look at those transistors on there, man.
There's a fan on that thing. You can turn the power on and off to your
My LED.
power amplifier. Some of those.
I don't even recognize that unless that's a decade box for like resistors.
That looked like some Vietnam era radio there in a box.
Yeah, there's a lot of green stuff.
Feel like I'm rooting through my parts bins.
Mm-hmm. Kind of looks like my closet. I had everything arranged really nice. Kathy helped me get everything on the shelves, but over the years it just, you know, it gets messed up pretty quick.
Yeah. Now I've got to clean up my attic.
Handsets. More tubes. It don't look as neat back here in this area.
Yeah. Not as organized as the tubes.
No, they're just running out of place to put it all.
All right, what is it? Some type, I don't know what it is.
Green.
Hard to say.
Yeah, green.
Hard to say.
Can't read it. Tons and tons of test equipment and stuff, though. Oh, look, you found a window.
And that's actually an overhead door.
Oh. You can escape.
They were letting some of the heat out by opening the doors, and it was working.
Yeah, just don't go into the light. Man, all that test equipment. There was a time when I was younger, I would have loved to have had a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, back in the '60s, '70s, a lot of the stuff we got was military surplus.
Yeah. And we were happy to
You
have
get
it.
through Mars, places like that. All right, I got to recognize something here.
I know. I haven't seen a whole lot.
There's a lot
sing-
there, but what is it?
Yeah, that single bander was about the last thing I really
All right,
recognized.
there is the front of a R390, I think.
Looks fairly well gutted.
You can see the frequency right there in the center. I always wanted an R390.
I bet they'd let you have that one,
Yeah,
but it needs help.
that looks like some brand new wire there. Never been used.
It's field phone wire.
Woo! That's some interesting stuff going on. That looks like some type VHF stuff. I don't know.
It's some kind of signal generator, I think, on the front. It showed. A lot of solid state RF stuff.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've got some field wire like that here I use for antennas. You just can't break it. It's like 7 strands of wire. It's got 3 strands of steel and 4 strands of copper in it, and it is strong, man.
Or test equipment.
Yeah, just not a whole lot that I recognize in that.
Hmm. I think we're back into some test equipment there.
Yeah.
I think I switched sides of the building.
Oh, look at a digital readout there, man. Oh, that's minutes, hours. That's a clock.
Yeah. Probably a doomsday
Well,
clock.
that looks pretty neat there. That looks clean. It's probably, you know, recent,
got that-
last century maybe. I mean, you know.
I was going to say it looks 60s,
Yeah, I was
70s
gonna
here
say
with
60s.
the
It can
shiny
be.
chrome knobs.
It can be more than about 50 years old, but it looks good.
Yeah, I'd say
Oh,
70s era
Oh,
with the
I
knobs.
saw. Oh, there's a clock. There's a clock, and I saw. Those are more clocks.
It
There's
said
your-
Metropolitan Met Police on it,
Oh yeah. There's your scopes.
or Met POCC.
And what is this dark radio that's some type of scope to the left there. See the
You got me.
See the scope? It got a lot of it's got a dark panel on it.
Yeah, I don't recognize it.
There's an old signal generator right there.
Looks like frequency counters there.
Wow, look at there, Simpson 260.
Those are worth something if you can get them.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, look, they got the aisle blocked. No, I was just said the aisle was blocked here, but it's not.
Almost.
I'm getting dizzy. I'm getting car sick.
You're sitting too close to the monitor.
Probably. Should have took some Dramamine
Yeah.
before I started watching this. I think I saw a birdhouse.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'd need to take an empty truck there and a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And then those side aisles are so dark you have no idea what lies in wait for you there.
Did you find any varmints in there when you were there?
No, just the guard dog.
Oh, okay.
Black lab, I think it was. Mm.
Oh, there's a long dark aisle.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's
you
see.
got to bring your flashlight and go down that one.
The aisles are getting thinner.
Let me tell you what, that is one massive place.
Oh man, I want to go.
Yeah,
It's
I do
just too
too.
far. It's just too far up here.
We'll have to go when we go to Dayton.
It's about a 12-hour drive from here.
Well, we go after Dayton and make it a trip.
Yeah.
You know, after Dayton, go up, stay overnight, hit it on Monday, and then drive home.
I think we got just some still pictures here that
Yeah.
some high def.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Yeah. There's a. Huh, it's interesting.
The
The
military radios and a rack
the
mount
rack
thing.
mount stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the room out front.
It's phenomenal.
How do they price this stuff, or do they? I mean,
Well, some of it has green stickers on it, and that's usually the price. Most of the time, if there's no prices, the owner will have to look at it and make you a package deal.
yeah. There's some milk cartons.
Well, that's what you put your stuff in you're buying.
Oh yeah. I need a two-wheeler.
Yeah. Damn, I did not know Ben Franklin did blunts. My kind of guy.
So there's stuff outside like that under a roof.
Yeah, but it's more stuff that they've taken stuff out of. Would be a better way to put it.
Is it more junk? I mean,
I didn't say it.
yeah.
There's
More
a lot.
stripped down carcasses.
Yes, that's what's outside.
Is
You know,
it
there are
like
people
the,
that will kill for a good
it-
front
it
panel
mu-
or something
it must
on
be
some of
the
this stuff.
it must be the discount area where they moved it out to discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boxes.
I think we were in their shipping area.
I can only imagine how expensive shipping on that 100-pound stuff would be.
Mm.
Oh, look. Maxell video cassette box.
Probably has that in it.
Oh, look, I
Okay, Mark, what did you buy while you were there?
Well, really, I didn't go there to buy anything. I went there to look. I bought some small stuff. I'm trying to remember what we found that I couldn't live without. There were some little things. My son bought a stack of books. That's usually his attraction.
Oh, I could have gotten lost in that book area.
This place in a minute looks like it's been bombed back here. Yeah, right there. I'm looking
There's
at
this guy
this
taking
keyboard. There's a
pictures.
keyboard coming up. I want to look at this keyboard. Okay, I gotta look at this keyboard. ABC.
Oh, it's a robotics control unit. There's a couple of racks of that.
C. I see a C. I see a ABC.
It's got an emergency stop.
There's no D.
It looks like probotics.
I think the robots were out in the other room.
Why isn't there a D? I don't see it. I see a ABC. D.
Oh, on the keypad.
There's an E. I don't see a D. E. F. I see a F. G. H. There's no I. Or J. I don't know what would they, I don't know, man.
That's probably the first letter of the commands that make it work, and they didn't need the whole alphabet.
Yeah. All right.
That building is the other building.
Now, tell me about this area here. This has got to be the cheap stuff here.
Yeah, that's really cheap. Yes.
Do they pay you to take it, haul that off, or?
They might pay you to take some of that away.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Gee, look at the bushes growing up in it. Well, there they are, man. Fair radio cells. Oh, gee. All right, we want to thank Mark and his son for that great walkthrough there. Woo, man.
That was amazing.
I feel like I've walked a lot, man.
Yeah, that place is huge. It just doesn't, man.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I think that's probably going to be it for tonight. I feel a relapse coming back on, and I need to get me something to eat. Whew, get ready for what's coming up all week.
Yeah, I got to get to work tomorrow.
Okay.
I'd be curious to know how many of these old surplus places are still in business out there.
Yeah, somebody said reminds me of Mendelssohn's. Of course, I've been to Mendelssohn's there in Dayton. It closed down several years ago.
I loved Mendelssohn's there at Dayton. They always had good stuff.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff, man. It was kind of a neat place to go. They had a guy that ran the elevator. You get in the elevator, and the old guy there, he'd turn the crank, and the elevator would go up and down. And
I haven't seen one of those in ages.
Man, hey, one floor had big old motors on it, man. I don't even know how the floor was holding all that stuff up. But they had floor after floor after floor.
We do still have a place called Midwest Surplus. It's in Fairborn. It's electronic surplus primarily, but it's not necessarily surplus. So some of it's just new stuff that
really
was left over. So if you're looking for ICs or resistors, capacitors, it's all very sorted and neat, easy to find. If you're
there's a surplus place in Orlando that they go to the Hamfest and they advertise. I'm going to try to check it out next year.
Yeah.
Marlon P. Jones, is that the one?
No. I actually knew his father years ago when I lived in West Palm. But no, this is like Skyway Electronics there in Orlando area. They're the ones who I buy my really nice soldering pads. They're flame-proof, non-asbestos soldering pads, and I use that as a base for my workbench.
I tell you, man, you can go on Amazon now and find just about anything you want, it comes here fast, man. I've ordered stuff on a Tuesday afternoon, and it's delivered Wednesday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday morning, man. Gee.
Yeah, they're fast.
Yeah. Guy, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. I hope it was interesting, the show. We thank Mark and his son for the video. Man, we could watch that thing again, and we'd probably see stuff that we didn't see the first time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Brett, I used to love those places in Silicon Valley. I spent about 3 weeks in San Jose and hit all the surplus stores out there.
All right.
You just take your shopping cart and go up and down the aisles, and they had sticks and sticks of ICs.
think the Weird Stuff Warehouse is still there too. I'm looking in the chat room.
Wow.
All right. Good night, everybody. 73. See you later. See you next week. Hopefully you enjoyed the show tonight. Hit the like button up here if you like it. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notify button. Hit all the buttons.
Yeah,
We'll
hit them
see
all.
you. Hit them all. We'll see you. Good night, everybody.
Night.